Hello everyone. Welcome to another episode. We'll call them an episode of Cardmaking for Scrapbookers. So today's featured product is Rub Ons, and what I've decided to do is I decided to use one collection, and I'm going to end up making 4 cards. So quite often you will see collections that are scrapbooking collections, but there'll be elements in them that will have a definite card slant to them. For me, those types of things are usually die cuts that say hello or stickers that say thank you. Things like that, that I know that I would never put, I would never use hello on a scrapbook layout. I think I've maybe done it, a handful of times, but those kinds of things show up in scrapbooking collections all the time. And so I pulled out my newest scrapbooking collection, which is Pink Paisleys, Indigo, and Ivy. It includes these gorgeous rub-ons that I'm going to stuff up and destroy. Spoiler alert. And I am going to use some of the rub-ons on each of the cards, until I stuff them up. And, oh my gosh. Anyway, rub-ons and I don't get along at all. I love them. I want to love them. And yet. Anyway. The first one goes okay. I'm actually going to mess it up here. So there's this plastic packaging, right? And there's a correct way. This is so silly. It's clear acetate, right? But there's a right way and a wrong way to put them on. If that makes any sense at all. And so what you're going to see I'm going to do here is I've got this first watercolory rub-on, right? And no problems. Rub-ons go on. They're super sticky. These rub-ons are super sticky. And they're nice and fresh. They're not dried out at all. So they're working really well. But what happens is, so these rub-ons, you have the rub-on shape, and then you have this clear backer. The clear backer has a shiny side and a matte side. The matte side goes behind the rub-on part of the rub-on sheet. I actually accidentally put the shiny side down, which meant all my rub-ons then adhered themselves to the shiny side of the rub-on, the entire sheet of rub-ons. Oy. Anyway, I know I'm not going to be the only person to do this because it's not really obvious that there's a right side and a wrong side to the clear plastic backer on the back of the rub-ons. Anyway, so I fussy cut these leaves and I added that die cut that says "You Are Loved," and now I'm adding some of the gorgeous exclusive sequin mix that Jody did for Christina at the Secret Not Secret Kit Club. And now I'm going to work on my next card. So of all the cards I created 4. This is probably my favorite. So this is going to use just this light gray pattern paper. Now that I've vented about the rub-ons, we can continue on with our layout. And I'm going to use this fun little border piece. And that's going to be the rub-on I'm going to use on this card. I love it. It's adorable. It's, again, these rub-ons worked really, really well once I, didn't mess them up. I am using my Teflon bone folder, which is also, that I also received from the Secret Not Secret Kit Club. It's a very lovely bone folder. I love it. It's a Teflon one, and it has a really nice price point, too. So I want to use this hello sticker, and I'm going to layer it up with, the hello die cut, and I'm going to layer it up with a sticker. But then I just felt like it needed more. I layered these up, and they look lovely, but I still kind of felt like we needed something more behind it. So I'm going to look at the sticker sheet, and there's this one sticker. When I'm doing this, when I'm choosing my elements, I am choosing elements that I know I will more than likely not use on a scrapbook page for whatever reason. Maybe it's because it is a really small size for a large scrapbook page. Maybe it's just like this little wreath I very rarely end up using stickers like that on my scrapbook pages. So I felt really comfortable being able to kind of grab that and use it. Now, part of my Secret Not Secret kit with all of the indigo and ivy goodies, if you have not seen that unboxing, there is one on my channel. I think it went up last week. Includes these Nuvo stone drops, which I have not tried yet. I don't have the best success with the Nuvo drops, but I wanted to give these a shot. So these are the stone drops, and I must say that I really, really like the texture that they provided, and I really like how they dry. So they dry in this like really neat, they're not the smooth ones or the jewel ones, they're not shiny. They dry kind of, they have a little bit of shine to them, they're a little bit matte, but they're really cool. I really, really like these Nuvo drops, and they seem to work pretty well. I mean, I don't have the most perfect little dots there, but pretty close. I was happy with it. And then that off camera, after I was all finished with that card, after it had dried, after the Nuvo drops dried, I splattered it with some blue Shimmers ink, and I really like how that card turned out. I think that at the end, that one was probably my favorite. So the next one is I have these two little squares, and again, that one says hello, and so I decide that I'm going to go ahead and use some of the offcuts that I have kind of hanging around here, and I'm going to punch a whole bunch of squares in all the different pattern papers, and I'm going to create kind of like a wonky grid for my next card. So I just grabbed my Creative Memories old as dirt square punch, and I'm going to punch some squares, and I did some pattern and some that were just that gray color, and now I'm just going to put them all over this background. I'm going to do them very wonky, so they're going to kind of look like they're just floating squares. And then in between, in the white sections, I'm going to add some rub-ons and also some little embellishments in the white areas. And here's where I discover that, yeah, I've totally messed up those die cuts. I have no clue what I'm going to do with them. So what I did was I glued them onto this piece, right? And that way they would stick kind of like an acetate. So I kind of fussy cut them and then put them on. And if I decide that I want to, use them again, see, and then I put the rub-on over it. I kept them, but I'm just not sure. I don't know. We'll just have to deal with it when it comes. So I'm adding lots of little rub-ons to this particular card, in all the little white areas. So I thought it'd be fun to have these. Excuse me. I thought it would be fun to have all of these white spaces kind of filled in. And I totally just lost my train of thought. Yawns will do that to you, right? Right, okay. It might also help that I'm doing this voiceover without coffee, because I have to go get tests at the hospital this morning, so no coffee. Anyway. I am going to add all these rub-ons onto all of the empty spots on my white card base, and then, is this my last card? Oh no, I have one more, the butterfly card. Okay, so for this last card, I really wanted to pull in the peachy colors. So we have one card that's primarily the green, and then we have one card that's primarily like more of the blue tones. And now I want to pull in all these peachy colors, and I'm also going to go ahead and use some of the butterflies and some of the copper sequins on this one. So again, really easy cards, really easy to put together. If you have any scrapbook collections hanging around that have some card, some elements that you just know would be more suited to a card than to a scrapbook page, or that you know you would never use on a scrapbook page, this is a really great way to create 4 cards really quickly. I'm going to make an attempt here to use a rub-on. on this card. It kind of works, maybe, sort of. So I did the same thing that I did on the square card, where, okay, I messed up these watercolor rub-ons, so I'm just going to fussy cut it out and add some Nuvo glue to the back and stick them down because they're stuck to the clear acetate sheet. So I went ahead and did that, and then I thought, well, let me see if I can get this little thank you on the gold foil rub-ons. There's a gold foil thank you that was cute and would be totally perfect for a card. Unfortunately, the thank you refused to rub off of the backer sheet. So I rubbed off and rubbed and rubbed and rubbed and rubbed and rubbed, and nope. So plan B. I still have that one rub on there that looks like it's watercolory, so I grabbed a sticker that would totally work for this. And I'm just going to go ahead and add some butterflies and sequins. And I'll be honest, at this point, I was really kind of done with the rub-ons. Which is funny because I'm the one that chose rub-ons as the product we were going to use this month. Because I really wanted to use those watercolor rub-ons that I totally messed up. Oy. Anyway, I'm going to pop dot some of these butterflies up, and then I'm just going to add some copper sequins. Really simple, really easy card design. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, all of my kind of blunders with my rub-ons. You know what? We're just keeping it real here today, folks. It doesn't always go exactly the way you had planned. And I hope that you've enjoyed this series. Please be sure to head over and catch the wonderful Caitlin's video. She's like the sweetest person, and I'm so happy she's my friend. I'm going to go ahead now and just attach these 4 cards to the card bases. Keep it really easy. Please be sure, if you have never if you're a new subscriber, welcome, welcome. I had a few comment that said they were new subscribers, so hello, hello, hello. I'm so glad you're here. You can always catch me on all of my social media, and you can check out my classes on my website, which is always linked down below. It's rediscoveryourstash.com. Here are some close-ups of all these beautiful, beautiful cards I've made. I'd love for you to hit the like button or subscribe if you are not a subscriber. I really enjoy each and every one of you, and I'm so happy you're here and part of my little scrappy family. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I'll see you all again very soon. Bye.